Hey y'all. Hey. Happy holidays. What's up? What's going on? How you doing? What's good? It is the holiday season and man, holidays in the metaverse has been a vibe. This is a special edition of the Meta Mind Shift Show. So welcome. If y'all are kids and you're on your vacations, if you're watching at work, if you're watching this later, hey, welcome to the show. I want to say shouts out to everybody who's in the comments. If you're watching us live, which it's happening right now, right this very second, you are probably watching us on YouTube, or maybe you're watching us on LinkedIn Live or Twitch. Or later on, you may be watching us on Hulu, Roku, Amazon Prime. You might be watching or listening to us, just listening and getting a good vibe and hearing some good information out on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Audible, Amazon Music, and Amazon Audible. Audible by Amazon. Not sure how that goes. But if you're here, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tapping in. And thank you for listening and wanting to learn. My name is Nicole Maxwell. I am the CEO of Black Multiverse Enterprises. I am the founder of the Blackverse Metaverse community, and both of those entities are dedicated to making sure that people understand that there is a decentralized metaverse that is coming, that is being built up, that is being created and cultivated by creators and cultivators and innovators like me, like you, in Web3. Web3 is the art of decentralization actualized. And so all year long, I have been taking a moment to figure out what it means to be decentralized. How can I show up? How can I be decentralized? This show, the Meta Mind Shift Show, is a part of me being decentralized from some junk that was going on. I said, you know what? Let's change things up. We're gonna switch it up. And so I created the Meta Mind Shift Show. It is important to me to be able to have freedom, freedom with my voice, freedom with my thoughts, freedom as a people, as a culture, as a movement, as a vibe. Freedom shows up in many different ways, but for some people and in some ways, we get locked out of freedom in really silly ways that don't make sense. And so money is one of those ways. Another way is real estate. Another way is access. And so I have, over the last several years, been using my space and my place in this world to make sure that people have space and place. I am starting up a new venture. That venture is called Max Distro. And Max Distro is aiming to help creators, cultivators, innovators maximize their message. So whatever your message is, we are helping you to get it seen. Part of that is this network. And so the Max Distro community, the Max Distro space, place, and vibe is all about helping people to get to that next level and get to wherever they're going with their message. So I am in partnership with Lee Entertainment, and run by Mark Lee. He's our executive producer for many things, including the Pod TV network. Hey to Pod TV. And hey to all of the other networks and places that we are on and that we will be announcing soon. We have a lot of really cool things going on. I have a lot of amazing things that are in the works. And, life is life. So life still, it still happens no matter where you are. So I am definitely excited today. I don't think so. Today we are having a blast. And so I'm enjoying these comments that I'm seeing from our friends over in Clubhouse, our friends from the Blackverse Metaverse community, and our friends over on LinkedIn. So I will be popping those up from time to time. First off, I want to say hey to Sham Jones. Y'all, if y'all don't know Sham, please go out and follow him on Instagram, find him on LinkedIn, and connect with this man because his mind is absolutely amazing. When it comes to branding, marketing, and advertising, that guy right there, we're going to get him a show because he needs to be showcasing his genius on a regular basis in many, many different ways. And so that needs to happen because just the amount of talent in one human being should not be that much. But man, it is. And he walks and has a mouth too. And that's crazy. But we talk about freedoms, and he is definitely out living loud, having his freedom in the way that he shows up. And I love that. So I want to say thank you for being in the comments, Sham. Also, today's episode segment is a bonus for the Meta Mind Shift Show. We ended our season on Tuesday. The Meta Mind Shift Show is dedicated to decentralizing the message that the metaverse is being created by Facebook, because it's not. It's being created by creators. Creators are out here innovating. We have world builders who are building out amazing things. We have individuals who are out here creating things like NFTs and showing up in decentralized spaces, and finding ways just to do stuff different. And that is what this space is all about. So if you didn't know, now you know. Today, we are going to take a look at the latest craze and put some stuff together. So one of the latest crazes that we have had is AI. AI has taken the world by storm this last year. And really, it's not new. We've been doing this for, I had to go back in my little pocket for a minute, but AI, my group, Blackverse, has actually been involved with GPT-3 technology for over a year. I added a chatbot to our Discord, and I might show that in just a minute. But we had a chatbot, and that chatbot is called Friday. And we didn't create it, so let me be clear. I did not create Friday, but I did add him to our Discord and teach folks how to use him. And so he's in there, and you can go in that Discord at any point in time and tap in. So you're able to have a whole entire conversation with AI technology. Like, what? That's crazy. But now the world is opening up. And so AI is on the tongues and lips and mouths of everybody. Everybody's talking about GPT-3. And what is GPT-3? What does it stand for? What does it look like? How do you use it? We're going to take a look at blogging. This is something that I have a challenge with. And so that's why I was really happy to see AI blogging become a thing. I immediately put it to use and put it into effect. And I'm going to show you some of that today. But what I want to show you is how technology and the things that we know, love, and the way that we function can work together. So you can create for yourself, possibly create an income stream for yourself. I don't ever make promises on that, but you can find ways to participate. And, what you do with it from there is really up to you and your genius. Like, how do you show up in a space, and what does that look like for you? So today we're going to be taking a look at a few different technologies. One is GPT-3 technology. We're going to define what that is. We're going to make use of it in a chatbot. And we are also going to take a look at DALL-E 2, not 3, DALL-E 2, which is, it allows you to create imagery. So I won't say that DALL-E 2 allows you to be an artist, but it does allow you to be creative. And so when you're someone like me who comes from a functional kind of standpoint, like I don't consider myself to be an artist. Other people do. I don't consider myself to be an artist, but I do enjoy the fact that technology can allow me to show up in this space. And so that is something that I've been doing myself for over a year. Last year at this time, I actually started doing AI images, and now AI images are all over the place. You're seeing people, blow up with technology like this. Like, I was here doing this last year, and all my end of the year thoughts on the blockchain using AI technology. I created the 30 Days of Metaverse as a movement in June with AI technology, which was DALL-E 2. So we have some really cool things going on. Actually, I use Star AI. Let me not say the wrong thing. I use Star AI for the 30 Days of Metaverse. So Let's talk. We are going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we are going to take a look at GPT-3. We're going to define what that is. Probably going to take a look at Friday just for a second. And then we're going to move into how to put these things together and then mint it on the blockchain. All right. So stay tuned in. This is Nicole. My voice is resting, but just for a second. I'll be right back. And we're back. Hey. Hey, y'all. Hey. We are back and welcome to the Meta Mind Shift Show. My name is Nicole, and some of y'all call me technical. Some of y'all call me weird stuff like Metaverse Goddess. I don't expect that at any point in time, but I do want you to call me. So if you are looking to get involved in the metaverse, if you're trying to spin up your business or to expand your business and extend it into the metaverse, reach out to me at metamindshift.com. If you don't know what the metaverse is and you are trying to figure that out, hit me up at metamindshift.com. It is all about having a meta mind shift. Today, we are shifting the idea of blogging. And what that means. So I'm going to reveal some stuff today shortly, but I want to just sit for a minute with the idea of GPT technology. So, what is GPT-3? You may have heard this in the news, or you may have seen it around the way. GPT technology, GPT-3, stands for Third Generation Generative Pre-trained Transformer. What? That's a whole lot, right? Like, that's way too much. So it stands for what I just said. I'm not saying it again. But what it really means is that it's technology that you can communicate with. So it shows up in really cool different ways. And so I'm going to show you that here in just a second. I'm going to share my screen with you, and this is going to allow you to see into my world over here in our Discord. So first of all, we are the Blackverse family. And our family here at Blackverse has had a Discord, and inside of our Discord, we have a bot. And that bot, its name is Friday. And go figure, today is Friday. Who'd have thunk it? Friday is in our Discord, and you can actually see that, you know, I tested him. I made sure he was online just so I could do this. But I'm going to have a conversation with Friday. So I want you guys to see what that looks like. If you're watching and you're in our Discord, you can follow along with this. You can interrupt and do whatever you want to. You can have your own conversation with Friday too. Just come into the bot chat channel, and you'll be able to talk to Friday. This is a little bit different from what we normally do here on the Meta Mindshift show. So I'm looking forward to doing things like this more often, but I wanted to take a step back and like really get hands-on with a lot of the things we do on the regular, and you know, that are kind of becoming mainstream, because they are becoming mainstream now. And it's not this conceptual conversation anymore. Like, we actually know some of the stuff, and it's been happening for a very long time. So check this out. I'm going to have a conversation with Friday. So I'm going to say, hey, Friday. You have to mention the bot. And so I'm going to say, hey, Friday. And then I am going to say, hey, Friday, what time is it? Is it where you are? And so I don't know, you know, what time zone Friday's in, but apparently it's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's always 5 o'clock somewhere. Where I am, it is 2:38. So clearly Friday is somewhere where time is different. But I'm going to ask him one more time. So who is the most decentralized of all? And that is the name of today's game. So, oh, he doesn't know. So we're going to see what he says. So Friday, why don't you know? Why don't you know? And so we'll see what he says. So he's having an attitude problem today. He doesn't want to talk about it. And I think that that's funny, because in some of these chat bots, like, you could continue this conversation for hours. We don't have hours to sit here with him, but I have done this for hours. I actually, you're not seeing anything. Well, shame on Discord for that. That's not my fault. I will try to post the picture. This looks like, if you Discord, you can see the timestamps and stuff. Like, this was done in real time, so you'll be able to see it. But anyway, we're gonna move on from that. But I read to you what he said back to me, and that happened in real time. So you are able to see certain things happening, you know, whenever you are talking with AI. AI it shows up in many different ways. So it's artificial intelligence that's not real. So intelligence that comes from technology, not from humans and humanity, right? So that is essentially what AI is. There's a lot more that goes into it, but if you want to know about GPT-3, it essentially consumes the internet, and then remove certain things from it. So hate speech and hatred have been removed from its thought patterns. But that leaves room for interpretation. And so when we're thinking about technology, for us as a culture, for the Black community, for, you know, Asian communities, for LGBTQ communities, there are certain things that when you say certain things to us, it hits different. And so that's why when we're building up technology, it's important to have a variety of individuals in the room when being created, because we want to make sure that technology is open and accessible, for everybody and is not inadvertently causing microaggressions with everything that it does or says because it doesn't look and feel right. We've already seen that happen with avatars where, when certain cultures can't get their noses right. We've seen that over the years in gaming. It's now happening in avatars. We're seeing that we can't create the same renditions of ourselves that everybody else can. So you're seeing that certain things, you're absolutely dead on. You're able to create something that looks exactly like you. But it wasn't until MetaHumans that really allowed us to really embody the fullness and flavor of our culture. So there's a lot of different things that have happened along the way. We're not going to go down that route today because, man, that's a handful. But we are going to talk about GPT-3 a little bit differently. So there is also the idea of chatbots. And so that's essentially what Friday is. Friday is a chatbot version of the GPT technology. And you can sit there and have a conversation with it. There are other chatbots, and so I want you guys to have resources. So I'm going to start posting some things so that you see it. So the first I'm going to post is GPT-3 demo sites. So you can go to that link, and you can. It is here, and for anybody who's listening instead of seeing what I'm showing right now, GPT-3 demo sites is https gpt3demo.com, and then you're going to do /category/chatbots. And so we have GPT-3 technology. I'm going to show that on my screen here in just a second. And so you can come out here and check out the variety of different chatbots that are here, and then play with one, right? So get down and funky with a chatbot and see what it feels like to talk with one of them. There's one called the GPT-3 grandmother. There's GPT-3 Satoshi, GPT-4chan, and then there's a lot of other ones here. So you're hearing about GPT-3 in terms of DALL-E and OpenAI all of a sudden, but it's been out here for a very long time. So like other people have built up around this as well. And so there are a lot of really cool things. There's even one, if y'all really like doing that, you can go and talk to the Kanye bot. Yeebot. Either way, you can do that if you want to. I'm not going to be doing that, but you can do that. All right, so chatbots. Another way that you might know chatbots is in the corner of usually the right-hand corner of a website. If you're going to a consulting or product and development site, there's oftentimes that there is that little chat bot there, and those things are really annoying, but you really just want to talk to a human, and sometimes that chat bot is there. Google came out with a couple years ago the fact that in the Pixel phones, like you could actually use those phones to have an AI chat bot up somebody and place orders or schedule appointments. So we've seen the evolution of this over the years. Like this is not new, but what's new about it is people are actually caring. Because before it was just like, it wasn't a huge thing, but now it absolutely is, and people are taking notice of what we have going on. So that is really cool. So one of the things that we're going to focus on today is actually the chatbot for GPT-3 with OpenAI. And so I'm going to share that link. So first of all, OpenAI. You can go there. The website is openai.com. And I'm going to go there in the browser really quickly. And I'm not going to DALL-E 2 yet, but if you go to the openai.com, you're going to be able to jump in here, watch videos, see what is out here. And so they've recently released the ChatGPT research. And so now you're able to go here up at the top. If you're seeing my screen, you're able to go up at the top, click that where it says try. And now if you are logged in, or even if you aren't, you can log in, create an you don't have one, this is free for everybody. But you're going to be able to come in here and absolutely type in a term or type in something that allows you to think differently, or maybe you're going to ask for a specific topic, something that resonates with you in some kind of way. So you can go ahead and do that. And I'm actually going to show the other screen because you're not seeing it. So once you click try at the top, it opens up another tab. And usually that's going to be a whole separate tab. It doesn't just open in the same window. So check for that. I'm trying to give instructions as I'm going along. All right, so on screen, you see examples, you see capabilities, and you see limitations. On the right-hand side, we have limitations. So we're going to go over those first. All right. So first of all, limitations. It may generate occasionally some incorrect information. So first of all, know that this is not to be used as a 100% viable and vetable source of information. So you still need to go do your research and make sure that it's told you something that is true and factual. All right. Excuse me. It may occasionally produce some harmful instructions or some bias-based content. So it might tell you that Pepsi is better than Coke if you care about soda. So, keep that in mind. It's not perfect. It is not there yet. And finally, it has limited knowledge of the world and events after 2021. 2021 and before. So first of all, it was created before then. And so it has a limited stop. So you can't ask it about the news that happened yesterday. So you probably couldn't ask it about China, or I'm sorry, Japan ramping up its military, because that happened within the last several hours. So you're not going to be able to do that. All right. So let's focus on what it can do. All right. So first of all, capabilities, what can it do? It can remember what users said earlier in the conversation. Now, y'all know me, and y'all know that I am always talking about data and decentralization. So when we're thinking about this, this one is extremely important. So when you are thinking about the fact that it just said that this AI can remember what you said, do not go in here and ask it things about you or about, things that you don't want associated with you in any kind of way. That is really, really important. It remembers. The way that it remembers, and the reason that it remembers, is because that information is stored in a database. And so again, this is a cause for decentralization. And when you're thinking about things like this is a perfect reason for us to be decentralized, because I would love to use this and just use it without thinking that it's going to be tied to my person and can be used against me in the future when technology changes. So make sure that you're just being cognizant of the fact that it ain't gonna forget what you said. It's like that ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend that you may have had that remembered everything. Okay. Or even, in some instances, like your mom. All right. So, okay. So that's important. The next thing is to allow users it allows users to provide follow-up corrections. So devious folks might be in here rewriting some things. And so we don't know if that's actually happening. But when it says corrections, I don't know if that means that when you're communicating with me, this is a correction from my point of view. So for me, when you say who are the best people on the planet, and I tell you as a correction that is absolutely Black people, that might be my truth, but is it the truth for everybody? And then if I make a correction, where does that truth go to? Those are questions that we need to be asking. And I'm sure, if you read up on it, you will find answers, and we don't have the framework or time to do that today. All right. Now, it is also trained to decline inappropriate requests. So if you ask it inappropriate things, which y'all know what inappropriate is, and I do not have to tell you that, it's going to say no. And so I think that that's cool. Now, what are some examples of what you can ask it? Let's look at those examples. All right. So first one. Explain quantum computing in simple terms. And you can actually click the button and it will do that. And it'll tell you what quantum computing is. But guess who doesn't care about that? This girl. Got any creative ideas for a 10-year-old's birthday party? I don't have any 10-year-olds, so we won't be checking into that one. But when my niece turns 10 in 2 years, we'll check into that. We'll ask again. Now this one, how do I make an HTTP request in JavaScript? Oh, I actually do care about that. So let's see what it says. Now, keep in mind that you can ask Google the same thing, and it's probably going to come up with a very similar answer to what you're asking. So if you just clicked on that, then that pops it down here in the text prompt box, and you're going to go ahead and click enter over here on the right-hand side. And then it starts thinking, and it's thinking, and it's still thinking. Okay, and here we go. So that took about less than 30 seconds, and I bet you it makes me a whole book and gives me code too. And look at that. It does. Okay, so to make an HTTP request, so I'm gonna wait until it's done. It's putting the whole code there. That's awesome. And we're just going to scroll down the page. You're seeing it. Now, this is writing in response to what was asked. And it's still going. Okay, so it's now told you how to code. It has told. Now, these are very common. So if you're a dev, you know this is probably something that's ingrained in your memory of how to do this. And if not, you definitely have a code snippet for it. But this is something that new developers often need regularly, right? So what's the difference between fetch and async await, like an XML HTTP request? How do you do that? What does it look like to actually make a request in HTTP versus HTTPS? So, and what does that mean? Now, it wrote me a whole entire little doohickey here, what we are going to call an article. Okay, so it responded. Okay, so now, ironically, it probably did this actual function of getting a request and returning an object in actually sending this to the page, which is just, that's a little bit of tech nerdiness that I just had to go through just now because I realized it. But I want to be able to see, Grandwood, what's up? That is exactly where we're going with this. So the next thing that, you can, so from here on, you get to say, okay, I'm going to read this, and you can go out, and I do recommend that you go out and validate this. Now, this is, again, a developer created intelligence. So I surely do hope that the XML HTTP request that has been provided, including the fetch and await information, I would hope that all of that is right. Now, you need to do your own research. That is a term that we're all familiar with in Web3. Do your own research. Make sure that that's accurate, right? This is not a Web3 thing, though. So that's why you have to do it even more so, because this is not a Web3 thing. But we're going to make use of it for Web3 today. Okay, so from here on, you can either thumbs up it and say, yes, that was awesome, or nah, that wasn't it. So I'm going to say, yes, that was awesome, because it was good. You can say, and it always asks you, regardless of whether you give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, it always asks you like to provide something additional. Like, why did you even bother to click the button if you weren't going to say something to me? And honestly, if we're thinking about this from a development perspective, they're seeing how you write and why and how you respond to questions. So when you're thinking about the answer that was given, what's the next thing that you want to know? What is it that you said in response to what was given? I'm going to show you that in a different flavor. I am not providing feedback on that. So let's see. Now, let's say that they gave you something that's durable. Like, let's ask it a question that it cannot possibly answer. We're going to say, what is the best color And y'all know I'm going to say green. Of green. Let's say best shade of green. Of green for an apple. And that's a question. So we're going to put a question mark. Now, this is a subjective answer. So regardless of what it says in response to this, it's a subjective answer. But let's just see what it says. So we're going to go ahead and click on go. And it's going to take less than 30 seconds, but it's going to think, thinkity, think, think. And there we go. Now, the best shade of green for an apple depends on the type of apple and the specific context in which it's being used. In general, apples are typically depicted as a bright, vibrant green color. This is because apples are often associated with health and freshness, and the bright green color can help convey these qualities. However, the actual color of an apple can vary widely depending on the type of apple and its stage of ripeness. Some apples, such as Granny Smith apples, are naturally a bright color green even when they are ripe. Others, such as Golden Delicious apples, may turn yellow or gold when they are ripe. Ultimately, the best shade of green for an apple will depend on your specific needs and the desired look and feel of your design. Did that creep you out that it knew all of that and put it into a framework and words that made sense? That might want to freak you out. Because as cool as that is, it just broke down the fact, like it bypassed my problem. First of all, the problem that I presented was that I wanted to know the best apple. It completely bypassed that and said, well, there's no way for me to know the best color apple, but here's some tips and tricks for you to go out and find out what the best color apple is for you. Okay, you could write a whole article on that, couldn't you? And that's what we're going to do, is write a whole entire article on what that thing just did. And so today's line is, who's the most decentralized of all? Now, I just asked Friday, and Friday has no clue. Friday didn't want to answer because he was like, yo, I'm not feeling that today. But we're going to ask GPT-3, and then we're going to see what happens when we ask it in different ways. Okay, so let's go. Actually, before we move on, we're going to try this one more time. So let's say that I didn't want him to bypass the answer. I want to know specifically what is the best color of green to use for an apple. So I can click this button right here that says try again. That wasn't it. Try one more time. So it's going to sit there. It's going to regenerate what it said. It's going to seek different sources. Now, look at what happened. It deleted what was there. And what's actually kind of funny is that it's reframing the word, same exact words, for at least for that first paragraph. Oh, and it's a short paragraph, but it is more to, it's different. So, I'm going to put this snippet here. And so it did go away. And so let me just clarify what I meant by it went away. So when you're looking at this particular question, it says, what is the best shade of an apple? And you're seeing the newly written information. If you go back over here on the left-hand side, you can actually go back to the first one. And so that's what it had originally. Now think about how cool that could be to blog. Right? So that's what we're going to get down to today, is how to use this and actually blog. We're going to change things up a little bit, but we're going to use this to generate information for those of us who actually need stuff like this, because A, we don't have time, and two, we spin up websites all the time. So first of all, we're going to go here and we are going to say, who is the most decentralized of them all? That's our question of the day. Now, I don't know what it's going to say, but I do want to know, I'm going to ask this in different ways if it cannot provide me with information. So let's just see what it does. Who is the most decentralized of them all? That's the best question in the world. And I'm really interested in this one, like really interested in this one. All right, so let's see. All right, it's coming out. It is difficult to definitively determine which entity or system is the most decentralized, as decentralization is a relative concept that can vary depending on the specific criteria used to measure it. So true. And who says that all the time? Me. In general, decentralization refers to the distribution of decision-making power or control among multiple individuals or groups rather than being concentrated on a single central authority. Decentralization can be applied to various domains, including politics, economics, and technology. Hello, Web3. In the context of technology, decentralized systems are those that operate without a central point of control or authority. Examples of decentralized systems include distributed networks such as blockchain technology and peer-to-peer networks. These systems are often designed to be resistant to censorship and tampering, and to enable users to interact and exchange information directly with each other rather than relying on a centralized server or authority. And now you know more than what you knew before. There's some more here, but I'm not going to read all that because it's a lot. But I am going to read this very last sentence, which says, "It is therefore difficult to determine which specific decentralized system is the most decentralized of them all." Boom. And now you know more than you know. So we're going to take this and we're going to turn it into an article. So um, it is important that you, before you begin to use this, that you understand what you are allowed to do and what you are not allowed to do. So what you're going to want to come down here and go to updates and FAQ. Okay. So I'm going to share this with you for all of the different collections. AI initiatives that are out here on OpenAI, there are FAQs. DALL-E for two, there are FAQs out here that you're going to be able to use to help you understand what you're allowed to do and what you are not allowed to do. The first question: does chat remember what happened earlier in the conversation? Yes. How much does it cost to use ChatGPT? ChatGPT is free to use. All right. How does ChatGPT work? It's built on GPT 3.5. We're not going to do anything else about that. Why does AI seem so real and lifelike? That's a good one to read. Can I trust that the AI is telling me the truth? No. Who can view my conversations? The AI team in the backend might review your conversations. Will you use my conversations for training? Yes. Your conversations may be viewed by our AI trainers to improve our systems. Can you delete my data? Yes. Please follow the process here. Can you delete specific prompts? No. We are not able to delete specific prompts, so don't ask if you don't want to know. Can I see my history of threads? No. Your conversation, a view of your conversation history is not possible right now, but it's a feature we're looking into. So that, again, lets you know that if you don't want it seen, don't ask the question. Where do you save my personal and conversational data? And then there's a privacy policy, so they don't explicitly say it here, but they do give you access to the privacy policy and the terms of use, which means that it's probably a lot more complicated than a one-liner. How can I implement this? And is there any implementation guide for this? ChatGPT is being made available from a research preview, so we can learn about its strengths and weaknesses. It is not available in the API. Need a new account if I already have a Labs or a Playground account? That's just about the account and how you access it. And so the answer is no. So I didn't need one. So you can also come out here and check out GPT. So ChatGPT-3, ChatGPT, I'm used to saying GPT-3, OpenAI. And this tells you all about the codex and different ways to use OpenAI. And then there's DALL-E 2. So DALL-E 2 is where we're going to head in a minute. We're coming up on that. So next up, we're going to look at how we can take this and apply it to a blog. So the idea and concept of blogging. So blogging disrupted journalism, and now AI blogging is going to disrupt journalism again. And so we have a whole cool conversation about that. Tap in at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Pod TV. You're going to be able to connect with the Mark and Nicole show. And that is a whole vibe. We had a good conversation about this, and we're going to showcase that conversation to the world. We're actually going into the metaverse in that conversation too. So it's very cool. So tap in maxdistro.live, and then you're also going to be able to see that on LinkedIn and everywhere that you view Pod TV. You'll also be able to connect with that one or watch it on the replays. All right. So now we have a whole article, right? So now this is an article that somebody wrote. And so we can use various technology to help us do something with this. So one, you can make yourself seem smarter by taking snippets of it and then reframing the words, but verifying facts and then put it out there. You know, a lot of y'all do stuff like that anyway with things like Clubhouse. I think that that's absolutely hilarious. But you are also able to take it and create articles. So very much like we used artwork to create art, we are going to be able to create articles using AI. And that's what we just shown is a way to do that. Now you could click try again and then get page 2 of your story, page 3, page 4. Again, you need to verify and validate information that's being shared here. You need to verify and validate facts. And then you need to add some of your own flavor into what's being shown, because otherwise that's what we call plagiarism. And I guess technically it's not plagiarism, but it technically sort of is. So those technicalities have not been worked out. So if the legal system catches up to you later, don't say I didn't warn you. So what we're going to do is grab this, and then we're going to head over to another form of blogging, and that is over on a space called Mirror. And so if I can find my tab with Mirror on it, that would be nice. I don't know what I did with that though. Where is it? Here we go. All right. So this is a specific blog that I created. This is not my main one, but I created this the other day. So right now you're seeing Mirror, and mirror.xyz is where we headed to. And this is a space for AI, or I'm sorry, it's for blockchain publishing. So we all know, and maybe you don't know, but if you don't know, then you need to connect with me at metamindshift.com. We know that there are things out here in the world that are helping us envision things differently for the future. And one of those things is the blockchain. The blockchain is a technology that allows us to store information. And so some folks call this a ledger. A lot of folks call this a ledger. But to me, it is a technology store. And so you are able to store information on the blockchain. And the blockchain has a couple of properties that are extremely essential for us. And they are the properties of ownership, the properties of immutability, and the properties of transparency. So those are the main ones that are super important. There's a lot more there though, right? And then redundancy. Redundancy is the property that allows the blockchain to be decentralized, meaning it's not just one specific store of information. It is a store that is replicated over and over and over and over again. So no matter how many times you say that you were the first person to say that you were the metaverse goddess, or say that that you were in the metaverse, like, because I actually put that on the blockchain when I got into the metaverse, I was one of the first, and I can always prove that. And so it shows it in my blockchain history. And I think that that is something that's very, very cool, is like you can mark memories and you can mark things that are very special and important to you by using the blockchain and the technology that's there. Last year, I did this quite a bit. I'm going to do a whole show on that and how I did that last year. But today's show, we're just going to focus on how to actually take the blog that we just wrote and create an article using a platform called Mirror. Mirror, and you can go to, I want to say it's mirror.xyz. I don't have that listed here. Let me get that in here so I can prop it up on the screen. But it is mirror.xyz, and that is where we are going to head to next. If you have a Web3 wallet, an NFT wallet, you're going to be able to connect that. Most of the time, folks are using things like MetaMask. If you're not happy with Infura, you might be using something else. But you're going to be able to go to Mirror and create an account there. And so you're going to connect your wallet. And then once you connect your wallet, you will see a screen that looks similar to mine. Okay, so over on the left-hand side, you're going to see all your entries, any subscribers that you have, and then any settings that you want to update, check, or tinker with, do something with. And then you're going to be able to see, if you have other blogs out here, if you have other articles that you've written, they'll be listed here in the middle. I feel like this needs more. So I want to have folders and different topics and la, 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 la. But for now, I'm okay. So it's really a simple platform that allows you to go up here on the upper right-hand side and hit create entry, right? And then just step through what it tells you. So here it's going to say, give it a title. Okay, what's the title? Who is the most decentralized? Mirror, mirror. You get why I said mirror now? Y'all didn't know. Y'all didn't know. Mirror, mirror. Who is most decentralized of all? This is also shouts out to all fans of everything Disney and princess, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, whatnot, all that. But Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, who is the most beautiful of all, or who is the most decentralized of all, that's where I got that from. So, but the reason I did it is because we're using Mirror, and stuff just goes together. All right, so we're going to go over here, and then I'm just going to copy what we got from the OpenAI, the Chat GPT-3 bot. So I'm going to copy it and paste it right there. You see that? Like, that takes, like, literally, if I had not been talking into this whole, like, few minutes of time, that would have taken less than 5 minutes. It probably would take like 2 or 3. So if you want to become an outstanding super blogger right now, you can become an outstanding super blogger using Chat GPT-3 or Chat GPT. Do I recommend that? No, because that's silly. Don't do that. But you can. And so the other thing I want to say is that if you're going to do something like this, change it up. Don't just do that, because that's, first of all, it's probably not in your tone of voice. It's not. It doesn't show up like you would show up. So be yourself. Infuse yourself into what you're doing, and then go from there, right? So we're going to say, we're going to give this a subtitle. So I believe, yeah, I don't know, I use these all the time. So all right, so you're going to come down here and you see this thing that says blocks. You're going to click the blocks, and then you can click what kind of insert. So this is a really cool way to just insert some stuff. And then down here at the bottom, you can also insert an NFT. So if you have an NFT, your wallet is connected. So make sure that you've connected your wallet. You're going to have to step through that process. If you know what that process is, cool. If not, then check out one of my NFT videos over on Technical, and I will put that up here or here in the chat somewhere on the replays. But otherwise, you can search for Technical, and I have a video out there at some point that I did on how to actually create NFTs and whatnot. So, all right. So we're going to do a heading 3 just because I don't, oh, look at that. Not that. I want to do this as a heading 3. So let's do this and say, is it me? Is it me? Wow. What's up, Web3? What's up, Web3? What's up in Web3? All right. And we're going to change this. I want to see, you can just make it bold, right? But I don't want to do that. I want to change it to a block. So I want to change it to a 3 heading. If I wanted to change it to a 2 heading, like if you're used to things like WordPress does this. If you are used to other things, then other things do this too. Now, we've got an article. So let's say that we wrote some words in here. We're going to write some words in here. Words go here. And we're going to copy that and say more words go here, 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 and here. And I screwed up because I should have done that. Boom. Okay. I'm just going to fix that because yuck. Okay. So let's do this. That's that good old Nicole OCD coming through. All right. You're going to see that. I'm put more words here. All right. Double space that. And then come in here and we're going to put words here and words here. And I'm going to change these words here. Okay. And then Now, when I say words go here, I literally mean your words go there. So don't just come in and do what I just did. All right. So then you're going to say something down here at the bottom that gives credit where credit is due. And you were going to say, this article was created in part by ChatGPT and the OpenAI technology. If you would like your meta mind shifted, please reach out to MetaMindShift. Thank you. Tia, right? Tia, thank you in advance. Okay, cool. So now we're done. Oh, wait, it's a blog. So we got to make sure that people actually want to read it. So now, like, it's super boring. It's a whole bunch of words. And we know people don't read words anymore because, yeah, it's not a thing. But we're going to go and make some artwork to go with this now. So now we have created an article. We've got a whole article here. It's perfect the way that it is. But we need to spruce it up. So what are we going to say? Let's go over here. And now we're going to go to a different technology. Now, this technology is called Starry AI. So Starry AI is going to be able to do kind of the same thing where we are going to be able to take our words and create artwork. And so our words are going to create artwork on Starry AI. And so we're going to put in the exact same thing and see what happens. I might have to tweak this a little bit if I don't get something I'd like. But I'm going to put the link up there. So first of all, here's a link for Mirror in case I did not put that up there. That is mirror.xyz. You're going to be able to look for your Web3-edness. We're looking for mirror.xyz. Mirror is going to allow us to eventually publish that to the blockchain and utilize Arweave. Okay, and then Starry AI is going to be this. So this is Starry AI. And it is HTTPS Starry STARRYAI.com. So again, artificial intelligence. All right, so we're going to use the exact same words that we used over here on Mirror. We're going to share this again. And so we're going to say, Mirror, Mirror, who is the most decentralized of all? And then we're going to come over to Starry AI. We're going to select one of these. So we're going to say Orion is going away. So we might want to, just for nostalgia's sake, create something with Orion. Orion, I think, takes a whole lot of credits, though. So creation of Orion costs 2 credits. We'll do that, but I'm not going to be able to create a whole lot. So Mirror, Mirror, who is the most decentralized of all, add some styles. Okay, so what I've done, you are telling the technology what you want it to envision. And then what comes out is the technology's rendering of that vision. Okay. So we're going to say, mirror, mirror, who is the most decentralized of all? That's a question, and you want it to really think about it. But I'm going to change this because I want this to be in the metaverse. Whew. Okay, we're going to do some styles. Now, what do you want this to look like? So that's where your styles come into play. What vision do you want this to end up looking like? What type of art do you want it to look like? That Seb McKinnon is hot. So we're going to go with that. I want it to have a cinematic 3D. And let's go. I'm not going to do Lovecraftian because I feel like Lovecraftian never actually comes out feeling like Lovecraftian to me. And then I think we're gonna go Johan Grenier. So those are the ones, and Matt, like that, it's required. But you can find your own things that work with you. You can envision things the way that you want to, whatever floats your boat. Basically, you're going to be able to put that into your artwork. You can do different iterations, different variations, deviations from or derivatives of the artwork that you get. You can take it and splice it and do all sorts of different really cool stuff with it. We're going to go with what we got. So we made some selections here. I could actually throw in some Greg Rutowski, but I'm going to leave it like it is. All right. So we're going to go there. Now, I could also add in a photo if I wanted that photo to have a starting point. So maybe we get like one that's really, really great, or maybe we develop one with DALL-E 2. And then we're going to be able to add that. So you would just upload that like you would upload any document or file. I'm not doing that right now. Excuse me. All right. So you can also turn on advanced settings. So now with settings, I get to say, okay, I want this to be a widescreen, or I want it landscape mode, or I want it portrait, or portrait, just like with your phone, landscape versus widescreen. Yeah, that. And then iterations. That's the runtime. So iterations, if you're in technology, you know what an iteration is. It is a continual evolution of what's happening, right? So you can actually set this to have a minimum of 250 iterations for this particular style, which is called Orion. Or you can have up to 900 for 6 credits. Now, this is something to note. Over here on the top, you have credits. So you can add credits. You can make new credits. You can do as many credits as you want to. They are not ridiculously expensive. They do appear to have gone up though, but you can also earn some credits. So how do you earn credits? So this is one of the really cool ways that you can do this, and you can earn credits. And also go through the different pro packs and stuff like that. So like if you want a pack, you get like a set number of credits per month. But I'm gonna go back because I want to be able to earn credits. So I'm claiming my 5. Okay, so I claimed the 5 that I have, and then I earned them by doing that. Now you can also earn additional credits. Once you do the first, then it adds them on. I usually do this on my phone, so I don't have to worry about this, but you can do certain things that give you more and more credits a day. So when I was doing this for the 30 days of Metaverse, I went in and I actually I created so I did some things, but I got my credits for sure when I did do this. So we're going to go back, and hopefully I can go back to my prompts because I don't want to have to do it again. Nope. I cannot. So we're going to have to enter that again. And you guys, I might not go with Orion. So let's explore and see what some of these different things are. So let's look at the AI artwork that's out here. So first of all, this is Starry AI. DALL-E 2 is what I wanted to use, and you are going to be able to DALL-E 2. So I'm going to actually put the link for DALL-E 2 up here. I can't use DALL-E 2 because my accounts are full right now, and I can't add in a new one because the new account needs my phone number to be verified. I don't have another landline, and so I'm at my maximum. So DALL-E does not like me right now, but you are able to go and register at this link that I'm showing you right now. You can register for DALL-E 2, and then DALL-E 2 will be able to give you access to do exactly what we're doing. It's the same process with Starry AI, okay? Okay, so we are going to go back to Starry AI, and with Starry AI, boop, we are here, and these are the different flavors of things that you can create. So you can go through here and find some artwork or a different type of art that resonates with you. We've got Nicolas Cage's Superman. Why? So you can do what you want to. This is actually really cool. It looks like a little Disney princess there. But you're able to check stuff out and just see what you like. And then sometimes if you really like things, like you'll be able to click on them, and then sometimes they tell you like how it was created. So it will tell you the prompts, but like this is Gandalf, it's not telling you the prompts there. And I don't see any that are for the culture, so we're not going to pick any of these right now, but I'm going to go back and create my own. So we're going to create, and I'm going to do, let's do alter, and we're going to go with mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most decentralized of all in the universe. And we're going to add styles. Now, the styles that are listed here are not the same styles that were available on Orion. Like some of them have overlap, but most of them are really specific to the overall style that you've chosen, or the overall AI bot that you've chosen to render. So with this one, I have a lot more opportunity to pick what I want. And so I'm going to go psychedelic. I'm going to go 3D. I am going to do in the style of Johan and movements. I don't really do that. We're going to say made of. I don't really do that. Actually, no, I do. I missed. And then I'm going to do the medium is going to be acrylic art, and watercolor, I want to say, is the other one, and of course matte. So I think those were the ones that I was doing. 8K, 3D, and then pick one of the engines. So I either do CryEngine or Unreal, and we'll just go with Unreal. We could do concept art, but I'm just going to stick with this. All right. So those are ways that you can do this. Now, does that mean that, this is going to be magical? No. It just means that's what we're doing today. Okay, so now after you've selected those, it will show you the ones that have shown up on screen. So it's shown this, and I'm just going to go with whatever comes up. So we don't have a whole lot of time. Now look at what you're seeing here. So canvas size, I do have on advanced settings. Canvas size is different when we get to the different engines. This one's alter, so it's in a different spot. I'm going to go widescreen. I like my stuff widescreen. And then you can choose whether or not you want it realistic or you want it to be artwork. And so for me, I want it to be artwork. And I'm just going to create. So it only costs 1 to create. We're going to probably have to create a bunch of renders. So this takes. And while this minute is rolling, I want you to notice that up in the upper right-hand corner, I have 9 credits left. So that took a credit in order for me to generate some art. If that artwork is generated and I don't have any credits remaining, I can't download it. So make sure that you have enough credits for what you're trying to do, and make sure that you might have to do this over a couple of days if you're trying to work with the free plan. If you want to, you can just buy some additional credits, and then that will work. So for the video, I'm probably going to have you guys pause and then come back. But for everybody else, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. And then when we come back, we are going to hopefully be ready to go. All right. Well, it's still going. It has not come back yet. So we are going to get creative here. I'm going to see if I can log into my Dolly account and use something that I've already created. It's not exactly what I wanted to use for this, but we'll see what happens. And I don't know which one of these I'm actually going to use. So, wait a minute. Hold up. We're in luck. We have one credit left with Dolly. And so we're going to go ahead and use Dolly for today's activity. So I'm going to share this tab. Now, I showed you earlier where you can go and join Dolly, and that is actually going to be here. It is openai.com, and then it is Dall, Dall, ALL. It is ALL, not OLL. DALL-E-2. So DALL-E-2. And so when you go here, you're going to be able to log in. It should say Dolly 2 up on the front of this site. You can log in. You can use your Google account if you have one, or any other account, and sign up if you do not have one. So I already have one, and I have a whole lot of accounts out here. Now, one thing that I am going to tell you is that every month with your Dolly account, you are getting 15 free credits. Anything beyond that, you need to buy. But this is an outstanding tool. You also can use Midjourney or any of the other AI things that exist out here. There's a lot now that people are starting to use. But Dolly is another form, and everything that I said about Starry AI absolutely still applies to Dolly. So we're going to type in the phrase, who's the most decent metaverse? And actually, I'm going to say mirror, mirror. Yeah. Okay. And then we're going to call this. So with Dolly 2, the types of renderings that you can get are a little bit differently. If you want if you want something specific or a specific type of art, you're going to be able to come down from that prompt, the initial prompt, and look at the different types of artwork that are here. If you hover over it, it will tell you what words were used to create or generate that specific piece of art. Like this one is in the style of vaporwave. This one is a futuristic neon lit cyborg face. And that's what it came up with. So a cute little monkey over here, since everybody's gone ape crazy. It is going to be a cartoon of a monkey in space. This one is one of my favorites, and it is a bowl of soup that is also a portal to another dimension. Digital art. What has been happening to me lately, I do not like. And that is that when I type in words, those words all of a sudden appear inside of my image. I don't want that. So today I'm actually going to say digital art 3D render and see what happens. I don't know. I'm hoping that we get something good that we're going to be able to use. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and click generate. Mirror, mirror, who is the most decentralized of all in the metaverse? Digital art, 3D render. And so you see this little bar across the top? That is a bar that is telling us how long it's going to take. I didn't even finish that sentence, and this is how fast it came out. So it is, I have 4 images now that we could potentially use for our article. So remember, that's the whole point behind this, is because we're trying to get some good artwork for our article. And so when we look at this, like, which one do we want to use? I see where it's coming from. So who's the most decentralized of all in the metaverse? This one to me, and this one. So number 1 and number 3 stand out the most. And so I am going to probably go ahead and use this. Now, if I had more credits, I'd be tweaking this and continuing to iterate. And I would ask for different images, or I would erase a little bit and then ask it to render. Maybe I would ask for something that is landscape. So I would add some additional panes to the left and to the right of what we are seeing on screen. But because I don't have any of that right now, we're going to just go ahead and go with what they've given. So if you notice here on every image, you do have the little DALL-E signature down here. They have changed it so that now you actually have to say that if something was generated with DALL-E, that it was generated with DALL-E. Like before, we didn't have to do that. It was just not a thing. Like we had it, and now we have to say it, which is fine. I don't care because it doesn't bother me. I didn't do it. I did it. It was my mind. It was created with my mind. But I think that there is some really cool things that this allows us to do. Now, the reason you want to be thinking about this is we are in a stage of life where things are changing. So AI is becoming the thing that makes a whole lot of things that our creatives used to do, and it is changing them and making them a lot easier. And so as things are becoming easier, that means that it's not going to be hard to generate copy or content for a website. It might be hard to edit that copy or content, but coming up with it is not going to be hard. And there is going to be a market for individuals who are out here creating on their own. And so they want human created information because there's going to be a set group of people that want that. But there's also going to be a set group of people that just want the quick, dirty, and the fast, and they want these things created on the fly. So if you're thinking about your business, if you're thinking about the change, think about your job. If you are somebody who works in a marketing department, think about how this can help you and also how it can hurt you, because you need to have all those things in mind at one time, right? So the age of technology is here. It is coming. The future is coming. Things are going to change. You need to be ahead of the game when it comes to those changes, right? We still don't have our Starry AI creation over here. That is just disappointing for a couple of reasons. It's not done yet. So anyway, we'll get notified, I guess, when it gets done. But I went ahead and I downloaded this image. This image allows me to download it to my actual desktop, and I'm going to upload it to our article. So we're going to go back to our article. Remember this thing? It's been like 20 minutes ago, but we went on a good journey, right? So now we have our article here. It is still in draft mode. If you notice up here, it's been saved in draft mode, and no changes have been made because I didn't make any changes. We're going to go ahead and add in a line of information. So I am going to add in a block. And down here, I need to be able to click the block. And so I want to embed an image. So I'm going to grab that image from my downloads. And then I can say, if it is something that's existing on my website, I can go ahead and create that. But I'm just going to put this here. Now, this is an image. And so this image still says, "Mirror, mirror, who's the most decentralized of all?"
It's 3:30 p.m. Let's go grab a glass
in the metaverse. And we're going to say created by DALL-E, because attribution is a thing. DALL-E 2. Yeah. All right. Well, whatever. I want this all on one line, and it's not going to let me do it. That sucks. All right. So anyway, I am the type of person, like, I want to be able to take this and maybe move it and do some stuff. I have not figured out how to get really inventive with that here on Mirror just yet. But I'm assuming that there's like a really easy way to do it, and I just haven't figured it out yet. I could resize this image. Like I said, I could do a variety of different things here. This is not a course on how to use images. This is a course in how to do things decentralized. So, all right. So now we've got a decentralized image, or an AI bot created image. We have an AI created article, and we've infused ourselves a little bit into that article. And I could take this image and I could go alter it in all sorts of different ways. But at the end of the day, I'm ready to publish, right? So now all I have to do is click this button, and I can say whether or not I want to fund this article. So funding this article means that someone can come acquire this article from me and pay me for it. So just like, you get your newspaper delivered to your doorstep every day, and or somebody does that. I don't do that, but you get articles delivered to your email, and you pay for those. This allows you as a creator, as a blogger, as a journalist, to be paid for the work that you're doing. Now, we use technology to do this, so you have to decide where that sits on your moral compass of asking for that or not. But it is free to publish on Mirror. Okay, so that's the one key thing here, is that it is free to publish on Mirror, and then funding allows you to have patrons. So people who are patronizing your business, your service, your intelligence, and paying you for that, right? So these are people who are vested in what you're doing. So you can turn on funding by clicking the little button. And yeah, y'all, we're on the blockchain. So this is all about ETH, right? So with this, or I'm sorry, not about ETH, this is about cryptocurrency. So with this, you are able to earn up to 5 ETH, $6,000 valuation right now. For 1 ETH, it is 1,000. I think it's 1,300, somewhere around there. But you are able to create one. So you can earn up to 2,000, up to 5, and you can set your price accordingly. So if you want to earn, let's say 2.25 is going to put each of your articles at $300. So someone, they love you enough to buy an article from you for $300, then they can do that with ETH, and then you get that ETH in your wallet and you go transact that ETH however you want to. That is the name of the game. Now, if you have a supply of 500, that means 500 different people can grab that from you and actually turn it into some ETH. So we're going to make this, let's do 10. And then you could do like 1, or you could do like 0.025, right? So then it's $30. This allows each article to pay you $300 total, right? So let's say that I wanted to put this, I want to test something out. So let's say that I wanted to put this at 5 ETH each. Yeah, you can. So I was wrong. I'm sorry. I misspoke. That was the settings at the time. So if I wanted to earn 5 ETH per article, I could do that. And then I could make 1,000 of these bad boys. And that doesn't mean I'm going to get $6 million, but that does mean that there's 1,000 opportunities for me to get $6 million. Think about that. Or for me to get $6,000. So there's 1,000 opportunities for me to get $6,000, which makes it 6 million in total, which would be outstanding, but we all know that's probably not going to happen. So I'm going to do one article at 0.25 ETH, and then I'm going to confirm that that's right. And then down here, it's telling you where your money is going to be sent to. So where is your crypto going? It goes to the address, or the wallet address, that you originally signed up for the service with. I am not going through all of that with you. That's a whole lot. So that's a whole course in and of itself, is how to sign up for Mirror. We might do that. Somebody else might do that as a spinoff. Ping me if you do. Do some link backs, and we'll appreciate those. But you're going to be able to go here and then go to your wallet. If you wanted to switch that up, maybe change it to a different wallet, you could do that. But verify that that's right, and then you're going to sign and publish. Now, down here at the bottom, it says all entries are collectible. By default, collecting an entry is free. Funding turns your collectors into patrons. And what we say in Web3 isn't patrons. What we say in Web3 is that funding turns your collectors into your community, right? So this is a fun way for you to be able to provide, give back to your community. Maybe you are a consultant, or you are a creator of some kind. So whether it's creating art or creating anything, like, you can actually put this out here and let people help you build up what you're doing. Now, I've given you so many gems today. I hate that term, but I've given you a whole lot of gems today. So if you appreciate anything that has been shared, I want you to remember that, because community is what this space is about. And it is really important that you give back. So if you are here today, I want to encourage you, hit up my Cash App. Tell us a thank you for everything that that has been going on this page today. And if you have questions, hit me up in the comment section. We're not done just yet, but I do want to provide that information. So so you guys can take advantage of the opportunity to help a sister out. And so I have both Cash App and PayPal. And so if you are interested, you can hit me up on either one of those. And I also have Vimeo and whatnot, all those. So anyway, so PayPal, Vimeo, Cash App, Stripe. I'll send you an invoice and a receipt, whatever you want. All right. But it's important that you be able to give back. So this space rewards people who are in the community and who help the community. So your community typically will be built up around you and then give to you when great things are done, like this. So you're going to be able to sign and publish this. Now, I am using a wallet. This is all for demonstration purposes today. This is not my actual wallet, but if I were stepping through this fully, I would step through and it would go ahead and open up my wallet, and then it would start the transaction process where I have to sign the transaction that says that I actually did want to do that. We're not doing that today. So today we're going to go back, and I just clicked off of that screen, and I'm going to just sign and publish this. I don't want this to be a for fee article. It is going to be a for free article. So now when my wallet comes up, I am using MetaMask currently. Don't know how long that's going to be a thing. I want to look at everything and see, what does it look like to me? There are 500 people who can acquire this article for a low price of nothing. And then they can come down here, and we're looking at the nonce and the fee for the transaction. We're not paying that fee. They are paying that fee over at Mirror. So we're click OK. And now my entry has been published. So I can go and view my entry, and then down here I can continue editing it, or I could go view it over on Arweave. Airweave, not really sure. But when you click on view on Airweave, this is what it looks like. Oh my God. So this is code, y'all. So I can see that there's the words that I put in there. They're there, but I can also see the what we call the ID, or the digest number here. I can see that. I can also see my wallet address, which is here. I'm the contributor. And you can see the key that was used to sign it, as well as all the verifications that were done, the signatures that happened, and all that jazz, and just the information that's critical about the specific article. If I come back to this and I just view the entry, then it just opens up a new page, and it says that I shared it, and it says when I shared it, and then it links to my other articles out here. So you can see my address that I used for this specific purpose. And then you can see the address ID of this specific article. So what does that look like? It matches what's up here, and you probably can't see that, but it matches what's up at the top of the URL. So at the top of the URL, it says mirror.xyz, and then it has like this really long string that's here. It gives the full string, but that is what it shows, and it's supposed to. Like, that's exactly how this space works. So now if my collectors wanted to come, they could see, oh, Nicole has a new article, and we can subscribe to her. And in order to do that, you have to have opted in to use mirror.xyz. And if you wanted to, you could also collect. And when you do that, you're able to collect for free. And then bridging your ETH to Optimism, because this is on the Optimism bridge, that's a whole process. So you got to figure out how to do that, and then you'll be able to transact successfully. All right. And since, I've already made mention of this, I have several wallets. This one is one that I was using for the purpose of blogging, kind of showing how that process works. All right, y'all. We went through a whole lot. So I want to, I will probably chop this up and spit it out in different pieces all across the internet. And we'll take that distribution to the max. I'm about to sneeze, so give me a second. So, excuse me. All right. So what I want to say really quickly is that when you are thinking about being decentralized, there are so many different ways that can happen. It can happen. We've seen it happen to our music artists like Grand Wu. We have seen people who are artists, like traditional artists, come to understand what it looks like to transact NFTs on the blockchain. We've seen people use this as chefs, and they are chefs who use the blockchain to capture their favorite treasured recipes and all sorts of other things. But there are so many different use cases for blockchain technology. There's so many different opportunities for you, for me, for everybody to come out here and make space. There is a really cool opportunity to take this one step further and jump into the metaverse. So the metaverse is coming. It is the experience of being in an internet that you can get up and walk around inside of it. It is waiting for you. So we connect all of the things that we just talked about today. And the point is that the future is waiting for you. The future is waiting for me. But it's not waiting. People are here right now. They're building, they're creating, and they are cultivating. And it is very, 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 very important that you not let this opportunity pass you by. Show up and show out. I want to say on behalf of Black Multiverse and Blackverse, thank y'all for watching. On behalf of Technical Consulting and Max, thank y'all for watching. On behalf of all of our sponsors, thank y'all for watching. And we have one sponsor I have not given a thank you today, and I have his stuff on here. To Burt Rell, to Jolie Middleton, and the EE Testing Center over in Los Angeles. Y'all, check that out if you're out in LA, if you need testing, if you need to have a proctored exam complete and you want a safe space to do that in, check out the EE Testing Center. And that is E like the letter, E like the letter, Testing Center. And you're going to be able to check them out and get taken care of, because that's what it's all about. You want to be in a comfortable space that is pretty cool. And has pretty cool people there as well. So, all right, y'all. That's it. That's all I got. I'm tired. All right, so tap in a couple of hours for the Mark and Nicole show. You're going to be able to hang out with us as we explore our new metaverse space. We have a new metaverse space that we got for Max Distro. And I tapped in and was able to show Mark all about that. But you guys, we have some really cool stuff coming. The new year is upon us. The end of year is upon us. The Black Women of Metaverse Awards are coming from Black Multiverse. The Black Speakers Hall of Fame is coming from Black Multiverse. Stay connected for those because they are coming very, 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 very soon. You're going to see some really cool things get created and rolled out in conjunction with those. And man, it's been challenging to keep my lips quiet about some certain things that I've had to keep my lips quiet about, but it's been worth it. So I am very happy and very excited to be able to share some stuff with y'all coming up. The New Year's upon us. So Blackverse, happy anniversary, y'all. It is our anniversary and we've made it to our first year. Next year, we got the Funk Festival coming, and we're looking for all sorts of help with that. So if y'all want to tap in, now is the time. Be a part of some history that's getting made, some legacies that are being minted on the blockchain, and some metaverse created. Because yeah, all that it is happening. It's happening. All right, so that's all I got. I'm exhausted. I've talked enough. I'm gonna let y'all go. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a great time. I hope that you found some of this beneficial. Like I said, I'm gonna break things up, or at least put markers on here so that you know where certain things happened. And we're gonna get out of here. That's what we're doing. We're gonna jump out of here. This is Nicole, and my voice is resting, but not for too long because I'm gonna be talking again in like an hour.